The contents of this interview, or from Awake and Empowered Expo LLC from Ethan Fox and Flower of Life Center for Human Evolution, is for informational purposes only and does not necessarily reflect the viewpoints held by these organizations or individuals. Always consult with your doctor or health professional before making any changes to your diet, lifestyle, or prescription drug use. Please understand that you assume all responsibility and risk for the use or misuse of this information.
St. Thomas.
Hello, St. Thomas. Do you have any general message for the audience in the room today?
Yes, so we would like to address this assembly of beings, first of all, from the highest sense of light, as we know that many who have assembled in this room are coming from a higher place of transition to their soul. Now, those who are sitting in these seats, and well beyond, we would say, are initiating a process here, and know that many have assembled in direct support of this process, not only that are connected to your own soul individually, but also the collective universal consciousness that is one that is supporting this shift upon your planet. So let us define this process for you, because it is a very beautiful, beautiful thing. Those who are awakening to their own knowing of soul have initiated within them a change that is unlike no other. This change is one that sets off a series of announcements to the universe. So imagine this. You begin to awaken to your own soul's knowing. And now think of it as an advertisement to the global consciousness who is looking down upon you that says, here I am ready to assist. Here I am ready to help you now grow this transition into something that it was always meant to be. So your soul, my friends, has your purpose. Your soul knows its path. It is unique to you, yes, but know that it's connected in a grander scheme of universal creation. So everyone has their finger in this pool of universal creation. And through your soul and through your experience here, you are inputting information into this universal pool of love and consciousness. And as that continues to grow, you are now becoming the server of your own soul, but also one that is shifting and awakening of the planet. And you may say, this is a tall order. I am not prepared to be one that is shifting the universe. I am just trying to make my way as a physical being on this human planet. And we understand that you are transitioning now, and there is still an attachment to what is going on here physically. But know that you were meant for greater access energetically than what is currently happening on your physical planet. Because, my friends, there has been an inundation, we would say, of lower vibrational energies that are causing you to block from your remembrance of who you truly are. These energies can be defined in many ways. These energies are lower vibrational, energetic ties to you. And how do they work? They are designed, and we say designed because many of these lower vibrational injections upon your planet have been designed. They are designed to know that there is a scrambling of information that is to take place that enables you to not fully see the path that you have been brought here to walk. These lower vibrations come in many forms, and we can define those if needed later. But what we ask you to know is that you can rise above these vibrations through this path you have already initiated. And because you are initiating this awakening now, you have already begun to heal yourself in a way that you are resonating above where these lower vibrations have been holding you down. So these individuals who are like yourselves, and there are many that we define as light workers in this time, although all human beings were created of light, there are varying degrees of consciousness within this definition of light worker. Many have come and have not had to shield themselves from these lower vibrations. They are more evolved souls. They are now ushering in these new energies that are causing these light workers on the lower level of consciousness to step outside of this lower vibrational threshold and begin to rise above. And that is where you are. You have recognized that you are more than what you are told you came here to be. You recognize that you have a sense of self that is greater than just this physical reality you stand in. You know that your soul is capable and planned for you to come in relationship to the universal creation and pool that we spoke of earlier. Because the goal here, my friends, is not only to evolve who you are as a soul and who the human consciousness is as a collective, but also evolve many dimensional realms and beings far beyond. Why is that? Because we are all one, you see. We are one in this universal pool. So as you begin to awaken and you step outside of yourself, know that every experience that you're having now becomes a part of that pool. And how does that benefit? Think of it this way. That pool is filled with higher evolved beings of light who have experienced many dimensional realms, including your earth. That information is there and you are tapping into that now. But that pool is what raises the vibration of your planet. So many in this time would like a definition of what it means to shift the planet. And are there universal energies coming towards your planet to shift it? We would say yes, and there are many universal beings in support of this shift. Are there human beings that are present upon your planet that are assisting the shift? Yes, and we would call those light beings and part of our consciousness as well. However, another definition we would like you to consider is that as you are experiencing your transition and you are placing that information into that universal pool, that is the energy that expands. That expansion is assisting your planet. That one expansion of universal creation, experience, and knowledge is what brings your planet to a higher space. So think of it this way. The expansion of that pool is what is enabling those that have not taken this step to now begin to feel it, to now begin to want to do it, to now begin to resonate above these lower energies we spoke of. Because that pool is so great now that there is no choice but for the entire universe to resonate higher. And you may say this universal pool has all experiences in it, then it must have negative experiences. It must have lower vibrations within it. And we would say that is true because everything that ever was or is a part of this universal pool. However, know that higher vibrational experiences and energies always outweigh the lower. Why is that? There must be a balance. There must be a shifting of balance in which energies are to become consistent. So imagine you're dumping in negative experiences. You're dumping in positive experiences. You're stepping into higher energies and higher light, and that is going in too. And now this pool is balanced with those energies, but it expands. That is a creative energy we speak of. It is not of negative. It is not of positive. It just is. And since it is what begins to allow all races to ascend. Because the more energy that is here, the more vibration that is put in, the higher we all ascend. So can you have an experience that is wrong We would say no, because that experience in itself is evolving your soul and placing that experience into this collective pool of energy. We wish for human beings to traverse these negative experiences from a higher place of consciousness, because then, my friends, when that lower vibrational experience gets placed into the pool, it has that stamp on it. And that's what we'd like you to think of it as a stamp. So as you ascend higher and your consciousness raises and you step outside of your soul and you walk this path and you have a negative experience arise, you know you are coming at this from a different vibrational perspective. And that stamp of that different vibrational perspective is on that experience when it goes into that pool of energy. So now, is it as negative an experience as another? We would say no. It all is to balance regardless. However, know that that experience comes at a higher rate of consciousness, at a higher rate of vibrational energy, and that is attributing to this pool we call creation. And that is good. So we welcome you, my friends, those of you that are standing in this place of stepping onto that path into your soul and outside of this physical reality. We welcome you, my friends, those that are raising your consciousness along with your experience and your walk of life. We welcome you because we know that you are now the new realm of light workers that stands before us. You are the ones that now become us, because we are all one consciousness in this. But know, the more that you are accepted into this idea of awakening to your true purpose, you are now becoming that definition of who we are. You are now becoming that definition of universal creation. You are one with all that is. You always have been. But now you are serving that in a new way. You're serving universal creation from a higher place of light, and that is good. So that is our definition of a shift to you. And we ask that you keep that in mind as you continue to walk this path.
What is the role of mind, and how can we better integrate the mind into the body and soul?
We would like you to understand that human beings were created in this beautiful likeness of God, of universe, if you would choose that word. You were created with all of the tools that you need to work together in a sensory way in order to access the energies that you needed and you decided as you came into this physical body. Now, we have many tools as human beings. We have a brain, we have a soul, we have sensory perception. These were all meant to work in concert. The problem here upon your planet is there has been an emphasis in your institutions, in your teachings, to focus on the mind and to put the mind before these other aspects of self. The mind is important, yes, because it has been placed within your physical realm of being in order to take bits or chunks of information in your world and be able to not only store it, but interpret it for your own good. These bits or chunks of information, and we would call this a library or an access to storing information, is of great benefit to you. However, it is not meant to be used to guide your life. You have been given your soul as a compass. You have been given your heart chakra as a compass, and you have been given this sensory attachment to those things as your guide and compass. That is where you are directed to go first. And when you do that, you must use that library of information to sift things through, to understand how you must interpret your reality. So let's break this down as an example. If you are to make a decision in this day about moving to a new location, let's say there is a new home that you are looking at as a good decision of somewhere you would like to live. Now, what your societal influence has taught your collective race is that it must use the brain to break this decision down. Now, you are taking bits of information in your brain, such as the price, such as the location, such as the drive time or proximity to my place of employment, such as how will my family adapt to this. These are all good things to consider. But if you are not starting with the point of your soul, your heart, and your sensory perception, you can take those ideals and you can attach fear very easily to them. And this is the problem in your current reality, is that fear has become the prevalent basis for every decision that is made. So you may look at this home and you may say, my goodness, my brain tells me that I cannot afford this by doing the math on this equation. And my goodness, this is too far from my job or my workplace. And so this is something that's placing me in a state of fear. And oh my goodness, perhaps my family unit will not adjust here as well as what they might adjust in this other house. And that is placing fear around this issue. And fear around any decision is only taking you outside of yourself and attaching you to some false reality that does not allow you to align with who you truly are. So then we ask you, would you be on your path? Do you know what your path is? If you are looking to that brain and you are placing fear on any decision, you are off your path, my friends. Now, let's take the human being that is connected to their sensory perception, their heart chakra, their soul. How would they make this decision? They may sit in contemplative meaning of this home and feel a sense of love resonating with it. Their soul may feel a sense of remembrance to this home. Perhaps there is a sensory of excitement around this home that is drawing you to it. We would say, why is this home even within your energy field at the beginning point, my friend? Why did this appear for you? So if this home appeared within your sensory perception and you were to immediately sense within your soul this was not a place to be and your sensory perception was to feel badly about this place, you would not be guided to it. So that is where you look first, my friends. Is there any fear there in that sensory perception or in that soul's knowing or in that resonance of heart? We'd say no, it just is. It is something you should pay attention to as your first guide for making a decision. Some may say, how do I get my brain out of this decision? Well, it cannot be out of this decision. It must use the tools it has to interpret the information. But that is only done once you have confirmed whether or not this is on your path, you see. So we would ask human beings to think of that when they are making decisions with the mind. And always acknowledging that sense of fear. Because if there is a sense of fear within any decision, and you are to break that fear down from exactly where it's coming from, every time we would tell you that it is coming from an aspect of your mind. Throw those out of the decision-making process for a moment and begin with the resonance of how you feel. Once you feel the resonance of truth, then you begin to filter the rest through the mind.
How do we find our passion when we don't know what it is, or how do we reach or to find it?
Well, my friend, we would say you absolutely know your passion. You have just not accessed it. You have blocked it. You came here with a passion, and this is what human beings forget, you see. You are a soul that came into this physical body Not because you were forced to, because you chose to. You chose to because you knew that in this physical body, in this experience you find yourself in, that you were going to access realms of joy beyond any you had ever experienced. That is why you came. This is the remembrance that is blocked from human beings. How is it blocked? It is blocked by you fitting into a structure that tells you you must, you should. Think of the things outside of that must and that should. And we understand this is a difficult mold to break for human beings, for they have been brought up in this societal idea of I must or I should, and this is how things are. But if you are to spend 5 minutes of your day placing those expectations outside of your energy field and going with love, there are things that you have love for. You have only forgotten that they were important to you. You've only forgotten that that's what you came here to experience. So how do you access that remembrance? You access that remembrance by putting aside the things that society is expecting you. And we understand that you're standing in a physical reality that is not easy. Earthbound human beings are not standing within a physical reality where they are having an easy time adjusting to love energies. But if you would like to make that shift in that direction, it takes a conscious choice. It takes a conscious choice to put those things that you must and should upon yourself every day outside, even if it's just for a few minutes daily. And you may not remember at first, what is it that I love to do? We would ask you to just be. Just be without those shoulds and musts for a moment. If you are to just be, you will remember who you are. You will remember what you love. Moreover, we would say, when you just be without those societal constraints, you are now modifying your energetic in such a way that this remembrance becomes an attraction to you because you vibrate with it now. You vibrate with who you are for a moment, even if it's a brief moment. You vibrate with who you are outside of this individual self that you have decided you are and the things that you must do, and that individual sense of self. Maybe I am a cook, I am a business worker, I am a mother. Allow those things to shift off for a moment and be. You will remember the more time you take to do that, because as you take that time, you are now beginning to attract that energy of love resonance to you. And that love resonance will draw you to remembering exactly what it is you need to do that you indeed love.
Is violence ever a valid answer to violence? For example, if someone wants to hurt you and the only way to stop them is to hurt them, should you?
There is a situation energetically that we would like to define around this circumstance. It always resonates back with your free will intention. Intention is always coming into play. So if you are found in a situation where there is another that is physically harming you, we understand you must protect yourself in a physical way. We want to back up for a minute though, and we are going to address that. We want to define the situation first, because the situation you brought forward must be defined on an energetic level. And many may say, I did not wish for this experience to come into my life, this individual that is hurting me physically. But we would say you did. We would say you are resonating with an energy that has attracted every experience into your life that has ever happened. We understand that this is a difficult message to hear and grasp onto. But we would say to avoid those types of circumstances, you have no other choice but to self-protect through your own vibrational stance. And if you are vibrating from the highest place of love, you cannot attract those types of circumstances to yourself. It is not possible. If you are resonating at a vibration of love, you cannot attract physical harm. So that is the first point we want you to understand. But in saying that, we know that there are some human beings on the planet that cannot and do not resonate this way, and we understand it is difficult, and we know why. So there are varying levels of this vibration, and if you find yourself in a circumstance where your vibration has been skewed and you have another that is physically harming you, and you must, in fact, protect yourself in a physical way, keep your intention in mind, my friend. Is that intention about your self-protection, or is that intention to now bring harm to another? Because in that intention and in your action of that intention is how you're creating the karmic energy that will result. And again, this is all energy. So in your mind, if you are to say, this person is inflicting upon me a physical harm and I must self-protect. It is not my intention to harm them back, although that may happen. And if that is to happen, know that you did not create any karma around this circumstance or lower vibrational energy because it was in your highest intent to protect yourself. But if you are to say, I must harm this individual back, I must teach them a lesson, you are creating that lower dense karmic energy that now you must either purge or invite more to you, you see. Further, we would say, what is the stance of your intention after this incident? This is of utmost importance, and this is where human beings sometimes miss the boat regarding these vibrational consequences, we would say. So this incident is to happen, and you are to protect yourself, but you may have experienced harm, and you walk away from this incident, and now for days, perhaps months, perhaps a year, you dwell on this incident, you talk about this incident, you think about it, and you become angry and hardened, and you do not have forgiveness in your heart for this individual. Every day that you are to keep that experience alive through your vibration in a way that has lowered you, you are now attracting more vibrational karmic energy to your own being. So greater than the moment of the experience, always, always, my friends, remember the time period after the experience, because that is the true test of who you came here to be. Can you love this individual despite what has happened? Can you forgive this individual despite what has happened? Can you be grateful for the fact that the experience did not end up in more harm? And that is the most important message we have regarding those types of situations.
What happens to someone who commits suicide, and was it always written that that person was going to commit suicide, or did they actually make a free will choice to do so?
In this time, we would say there is not one definition of suicide, for there would be many. We are sad to say that there are many that have come forward as souls in this time that were not prepared for the energetic shifts that the planet is under now. There are many that will not walk this path with you. They cannot. They cannot because they are not prepared, you see, from a point of evolution to accept these new energies that are coming in and adapt to them in a way that is comfortable. So there are many, yes, that will expire in this way, or other ways we would say, because their soul is done here. Their soul has decided that this is a time frame in which they were not ready to adapt. However, there are others that have come as a soul experience in order to have a death experience in this way. This, again, you must understand, is a multidimensional expression of their soul and what was needed in order to evolve them higher. Third, we would say, and we would say this is the one idea that we are most sorry for, although we don't wish to place an expression of fear upon you or sadness. Your planet has been accessed by lower vibrations. It has been manipulated, you see. And human beings in this time are not on the same ascension timeline that was intended from the beginning of creation because of this reason. This ascension timeline has been skewed. And these lower vibrations that some may call food and water and air and electricity and telepathic energies are causing some human beings to become so out of balance with this energy that this is an occurrence that is happening before it is time. So consider that if you have someone within your collective consciousness that you feel is considering this type of scenario, you would have to look at this from a dimension of your soul and try to understand where would this person be coming from in terms of their own soul's evolution. It would be difficult for you to know, of course, but we would say in this time we would want light workers especially to look at these human beings that are struggling with this from a sense of energy balance. Because there are many, we would say, that are given more lower vibrational substances in order to balance their system that are not of benefit. Because anytime we are taking a chemical substance that is outside of our spiritual person, we are injecting something of lower vibration, and that is skewing who we truly are and sending us out of harmony with that soul's plan. So there are some that are experiencing that in this time. Now, would it be written that those are experiencing that in this time because it was supposed to happen? We would say everything has been written, you see. It is all for the benefit of the collective consciousness in terms of human beings evolving through this time of ascension. However, we had hoped that these negative energies would be balanced more in this time than what has been shown to have happened. And that is why from our dimensional realm, we are sending higher vibrations of light in order to counteract some of these lower dense energies upon your planet.
What is the purpose of ear ringing?
So this is a frequency, my friends. And if there is any message we would like to get across today, it is that you are an energetic being. And as an energetic being, you are one with all vibration. So some may define you as a physical being that is hearing this ringing. We would say, no, my friends, you are one with this ringing. You are a vibrational being. So if you have raised your vibration to a place where you are accessing energies that are not consistent with who you truly are, you may experience them in such a way. If you are looking to define this ear ringing, that would be difficult for us to do, but we would say it would be any differential of energy that is not natural to who you truly are or to who Mother Earth Gaia truly is, which is a living, breathing, loving, planetary creation. So many in this time would experience this ringing or this sense of ringing, and we would say that some feel that as well, and it is quite different. So some may be hearing this ringing or sensing this ringing, and others may be feeling it as a vibrational differential. It is all the same. It is just skewing your own balance and your own connection to Mother Earth. However, we would like to define this further and say, if this ringing is of discomfort to you, that would be how you would gauge the velocity of, or the weight or the gravity of how harmful this vibration may be. Because some are accessing higher energies in this time where they are sensing things in a way that is not one that is harmful. Many would say that ringing within the ears is a precursor to accessing higher energies of light. So in defining this for your unique person, we would say, look to your senses, my friend. If this ringing is causing discomfort in such a way that it is irritating to your sensory perception, we would say it is not a vibration that you are accessing that is one of health. However, you may be accessing it because you are raising, because you are transitioning. So it is not something that is negative. However, you are sensing the negative in that vibration. Further, we would say if it is a ringing that is feeling somewhat comfortable, it is not alarming to you. Know that again, it is just a clue that you are beginning to transition along your path in a way that you are sensing higher vibrations of light. Either way, my friend, it is a sign to you that you are beginning to sense outside of yourself in a new way. And that is good.
With regard to religion, when will dogma let go and cooperation amongst humanity shift into practice?
Well, my friend, if you are looking for a time frame, that would be difficult for us to announce because from our dimensional realm, we do not consider time, and human beings have only been given time as something to take blocks of understanding and information into their own being. What needs to happen here, my friends, is again a message of letting go fear. Many of these institutions you speak of have been designed as a lower vibrational aspect of placing fear upon your planet. If you were to think of these institutions, what is the core root of their message? It is placing you not only in fear, but it is placing you in a position where you are worshiping something that is outside of your true self. So this is the problem upon your planet. Because we wish for human beings to know that they were created with God within. They are created as universal energy within. What is needed to take this to the next level in terms of a shift away? Only to step outside of fear. Because more human beings that begin to step outside of their comfort zone regarding fear, step into the truth of who they truly are, the others around them must fall into line vibrationally. And that is when these institutions begin to fall away. And some may say, I should stand up and speak out against these institutions. And some were brought forward in this time to do that. However, know that as you begin to change yourself, that is how you change these institutions. It is bigger than you going in and changing them in a structural, physical way. So work on yourself, my friend. Internalize your spiritual growth, your soul growth, and then express that out to the world. And how do we say express that out to the world? Live it. Live outside of that zone of fear. And if you are to do that, the ones around you must begin to fall in line with that as well. They must awaken to it. This is universal law. As this happens, you would see these institutions must drop away because the sense of fear cannot reside in a collective consciousness that is no longer in fear and in a state of love. So if you're looking for a time frame in which this would happen, we would say watch closely over the next 10 years. Because within that 10 years, many are going to understand the direct connection between what these institutions has caused them to steer away from and how this has happened from a standpoint of fear.
How can we learn to transform and process our healing lessons so they don't have to be so hard?
Well, my friends, what you need to know is that you came here for this experience. Your soul asked for it. And there is no difficult and easy road here. It is only one. And human beings forget that they came here for joy. They came here for this evolution. They wanted this beautiful ride of joy. So we know that there are karmic experiences you must walk and resolve for the benefit of your soul. The problem here is, you see, you have a skewed definition of free will choice. You believe, or many believe, that you have the free will choice and that free will choice causes the suffering. And it does cause the suffering, not of the experience that you're walking. So let's use an example because we know we can break this down easier for you. Let us say you are to have a circumstance where there is a home that you are living in and this home is to perish. This home is to perish in a fire. This is a terrible circumstance. Yes, it is not one that you would wish to have. And there were many items in this home that you felt deeply attached to and loved. And we understand why you would feel devastated in this. Did you have a free will choice as to whether that fire was set? Even if it was an accident, we would say no. Because you were meant to have that experience. Your soul signed up for that experience to grow and learn. The free will choice comes in, my friend, in how you choose to sift through that experience from a higher state of love. You can choose to experience the pain in that experience. You can choose to feel sorry for all these attachments, to feel pain for all these attachments you lost, perhaps to the photographs, perhaps to the things, the jewelry, the furniture. Or you can choose to be grateful for the fact that no one was injured in this fire. You can choose to be grateful for the universe providing you with a new home. You can choose to be grateful for a clearing of energy that allows an opening for the new experience to come in. We understand you are physical beings on a very heavy, dense planet here, and these emotions are very difficult to overcome. But you came here knowing how to do that. You have only forgotten, you see. So, will you ever have an earthly experience without these karmic circumstances? We would say that would not be possible. Even the most evolved and enlightened soul has brought some karmic experience into this lifetime with them. It is because they knew that that karmic experience had to be walked in order for universal creation, that pool we spoke of earlier, to benefit. They knew that they would find greater joy in that experience than what they had ever had. So it becomes a free will choice, my friend. You must have those karmic experiences. You asked for them. You can take that ride from a higher place of love and choose what you know to be joy and love. Or you can choose the pain. And again, remember the message from earlier, you see. The after coin of that experience, or the after side of that experience, is very important. Do I dwell on this? Do I mourn it for others? Do I mourn it for myself? Do I make it a part of who I am, this pain now, this fear surrounding this issue? Do I inherit that as who I am? If you do, you are choosing now to create more karmic experiences for your soul. Why? Because you haven't learned to take the road of higher light in this. Also know, my friends, that every karmic experience you have is, yes, to serve your soul, but also to serve the others around you. You see, every soulmate that you have that is connected to any experience is getting exactly what they need as well. But it is not an individual need because it serves everything and everyone.
I'd like to speak with the Pleaidian collective, please. Who are we speaking with?
Greetings. I am one King of Kings who resonates from this Pleiadian consciousness. I ask you to know that there are many who have assembled in this consciousness who are higher beings of love and light. Many who are in great support of human beings in this time that are in distinct resonance of light energy. that are ones who are bringing it forward in a way that cannot be seen but can be felt, and ones who have great love for your journey here, as we know it is one that is also benefiting our collective race.
Do you have a general message for the group here today?
In this time, there is many would call a shift in climate. This is something that has been very prevalent upon your planet, and many human beings seem to have a misunderstanding of this climate change. We would like to define that further now for those who are listening who are in great need of an understanding here. So this climate change, we ask you to think of this. Your Mother Earth is a living, breathing, functioning being. Think of yourself as the physical being that you are with an auric field surrounding. There is an auric field surrounding your Mother Earth as well. It is one that we consider very beneficial to universal energy, as all beings and all planetary dimensional spaces have their own resonance of energy field, and there is a balance to those energies as well. So we would say that this energy balance has been skewed. Skewed in such a way that those who are privy to the understanding that lower vibrational fields of energy can create a change on your planet that will allow a different type of creation to flow through human beings. This creation comes from a lower vibrational standpoint. It is not one that was intended for you or for your planet. So think of this change now as equated to a sense of fear, or equated to a sense of doubt, a sense of placing an understanding outside of yourself. There is a natural flow or balance of energy within all universal structures or beings or creations. And when that structure becomes skewed, things are changed in a way that was not intended from the highest place of universal love or creation. This is what has happened with the auric field of Mother Earth. There is a lower vibrational imbalance here. That lower vibrational imbalance can be equated to a vibration of fear that surrounds your planet. If that is to occur, imagine, my friends, the weather changes that would equate to the word fear. And now I ask you to think of some of the weather occurrences upon your planet that have been creating fear, or that have been surrounded with fear, that seem out of balance with what would normally occur in any given season or any given year. We ask you to recognize that those experiences are the result of this lower vibrational imbalance. This lower vibrational imbalance that has been intended and has been skewed on your planet. So some may put this in technical terms, some may put this in scientific terms, some may look to experts for this, and we would say it is easy, my friends. You only must bring your planet back into vibrational balance. And how are you to do that? You can only do that through your own sense of healing. So we see from our dimensional realm, collective groups of human beings speaking out on things like climate change. We see them posting signs, walking in the streets, and that is all good, as it is creating an awakening on a physical level. But none of that, my friends, is really benefiting the true issue here. And the true issue is of energy balance and raising the vibration. So we ask you to think now beyond the sense of fear of these things, of what can I do? How can I do this? I am only one human being. We would say, you are the greatest power of all. As a singular being on this planet, you have the power within yourself to begin a shift like no other. All you must do is step outside of those lower vibrational realms of fear that are holding you back from who you truly are, as the messages that have been brought forward earlier. As you do this, do it for your own sense of benefit. Don't even think about these vibrational changes that must have been made, because they put you in a state of disbelief that you are capable. And until you can reach that point where you know, I am the healer in this, do not think that you are until you can achieve it. Only think, I am benefiting myself. I am creating joy within myself. I am healing myself. As you do that, you begin to resonate with the energies that heal. So that is what we are wishing for human beings to do in this time in order to solve these issues such as climate change.
Why are we not hearing from the Pleaidians through Barbara Marciniak and Barbara Hand-Clow at this time?
So there are some who would say this is a misunderstanding. And many in this time have been chosen in terms of a mission to bring forward information to the planet regarding their current state of vibration. Some of these may have served their role and some may have not. Some may are stepping into a role they did not even realize that they had. Accessing these spiritual realms comes to many in a way that is natural to their own unveiling of soul. There is a plan here for every soul. We would say in these circumstances, this soul's plan may have been shifted or changed. It is not that this dimensional realm cannot be accessed. You must take vibration into consideration. You must take energy match into consideration. And my friends, you must take the human collective into consideration and the information that they are needing to hear from their vibrational stance. Because some are accessing higher realms of energy and downloading information in this time that would not be needed as much as others. Take this, for example. Some may say, this Pleiadian consciousness, if you are to be the healers of light that you are, why are you not to come to our earth and help us? And what we would say to that question is, your consciousness would not be ready for that type of healing. Your consciousness would not be ready for that type of experience. Know that you are getting, as a soul in a human body, every bit of experience and information that is tailored to exactly what you are needing in this time. So if that information is not coming through a specific individual, or that information is not coming through a collective group of individuals, it is because the resonance of message that is being accessed is not needed in this time. Perhaps it would not cause the desired result in this time. So look to the information that you do have in front of you, my friend, as opposed to why the information is missing from others. And know that there may be a transition that is going on here as well as the transition that you can equate that is going on with you.
Can you tell us a little about what's referred to as universal serpent energy?
Yes, so universal serpent energy is something that is not only coming from your planet, but coming from all others. So some may think this is a serpent energy of lower vibration, and any serpent type image would be equated with a lower vibration. We are not resonating with that definition, you see, and there is many bits of false information that are causing a vibration of fear upon your planet now that have been placed legitimately within your path in order to skew you from who you truly are and what you came to be. Our definition of serpent energy would be quite different, you see. We know that we are all connected as one. We know that we are an exchange of energy on a consistent basis. That exchange does not come as lower vibrations from your planet to our own, but it would come, you see, from this pool of universal creation we spoke of earlier. So this serpent energy that you wish to define, you may look at it as dark and fearful. We only look at it as something that is placed into this universal collective pool that is of benefit, you see, as an experience. If you must define a serpent energy, you can think of it as a serpent, as energy that is coming to you in wave form, that is coming towards us in wave form, that is coming towards all of the universal dimensions in wave form. It is somewhat a telepathic energy that is beneficial in a way that is different from what you receive on a daily basis. We would even call it a directed energy, one that knows where it must go and what it must do in order to serve, you see. We would say that that serpent energy is only defined as a light source of direct change or access to another dimensional realm for its own benefit. And it comes fast, and it comes with information that is needed. So think of it this way. There are dimensions, densities above your own. And there are many that reside in those densities above your own vibration. And they may be looking upon your planet and seeing that there is a situation in which we must raise the consciousness in a drastic way. We must assist in a protection of a lower vibrational energy. And in those times, we would send that directional energy in such a way that it would come as what you may be defining as a serpent energy. But it is only for the good. And we do not resonate with any serpent energy that is a lower vibration that would be sent in a directional way from our dimensional realm, you see.
We'd like to speak with Mary Magdalene, please.
Greetings.
Hello, Mary. How do human beings best express unconditional love in their day-to-day lives?
You live it, my friends. It is you. It is who you are. So don't think of expressing that love. You don't have to express anything. You are the love. You came here with that love. Unblock it. That's all that must be done. If you unblock what is keeping that love from coming through, we understand that there are many things on your planet that put you in a place of fear, that block that love from others. You're afraid of being hurt. You are afraid of failure. You are afraid of someone truly seeing who you are. If you are to let go of all of those things, that love that is you need not be expressed. It just is.
Thank you.